We talk about raising our level of consciousness so that we are aware of how we conduct our daily lives, not only with other people interacting, but also with ourselves and how we handle things. And those are revelations, like in my case, that seem to have come later in life. And I wish that I had had the opportunity to kind of have some of these little gems that I kind of learned on my own, mostly through my midlife crisis, but earlier on. And I think what would I have been like had I become aware of these things maybe as a teenager? Alex Urbina, host of My Conscious Dad, and of course, life leadership training coach. This is the thing, and I was thinking about this in preparation for knowing you were coming in, Alex, is that I had a conversation as an adult with my dad. I mean, he was a very just, this is how we are going to do things. There wasn't a whole lot of discussion. It was his way or the highway. And I had a conversation, and he said, because he was born in the 1930s, he said, I come from an age where being a good father meant that your kids had a decent set of clothes on them, they had a good roof over their head, they got good grades in school, and they behaved themselves in public and at home. I didn't think about the psychology of it. I didn't think what you kids were thinking about at the time. And this is a thing that, I mean, I'm not blaming my father or my parents for how that went, but there are a lot of parents who still kind of have that mindset. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the common parent doesn't realize is that the world is evolving. Every minute, every moment is changing, it's growing. New technology is being introduced to our kids, and so our kids are advanced. And it takes an advanced parent to learn how to grow along with their kids, because you always want to try to be 2 or 3 steps ahead of them. You have to, work on yourself to get to a point where you're a little sharper, a little bit more present, and more importantly, that you're able to give them what they really need in the 21st century to nurture their emotional growth as well as their mental growth. And I think that that's commonly overlooked in most parents today, and it doesn't become prevalent until their kids are suffering at 16, 17, really having to overcome some of the challenges, whether it's body image or they're hitting the world, even as young adults, and they're hitting the world now and they're having to interview for jobs that everyone wants. So when life really smacks them in the face, that's when the parents start to realize, wow, I probably should have introduced them to some kind of training or some kind of development, or I should have exposed them a little bit more, and I should have worked on myself a little bit more to give them what they need, a little bit more attention, a little bit more one-on-one special attention that they might need.
Yeah, because parents kind of get caught up in the lives too. They've got work, they've got to get the kids to school, they've got their own problems. And so we as parents don't always think about, again, the psychology of maybe what the kids are going through. As long as the kids are saying, yeah, school is great. Okay, good. Whew, let me make knitter now. And I think, though, for you, though, as a life coach, now you've been doing this for how long now?
About 25 years
There
now.
we go. And of course, you've Teen Life Leadership, which you've got another event coming up February 11th and 12th. This is another opportunity for parents who may be coming to terms with realizing either, wow, I should maybe get a handle or get my kids in so that they can kind of help themselves and help us kind of manage their lives in a way that not only brings them into the moment, but really prepares them for the future. So this
absolutely.
Is really
well, the way I look at it is, if you put your kids in some workshop like this, the Teen Life Leadership Training, you're giving your kids a gift for a lifetime. You're giving them some wisdom, and you're opening up some things inside of their emotional tank and their mental tank that really helps them start to learn how to be present in the moment, think about what they're going to do next rather than doing it and then paying the consequence. So there's so many, we can be here for hours talking about the benefits of what your kids realize in that training room, but more importantly, they crack their consciousness to a whole nother level that you wish you had when you were a kid.
That's why I started off like that,
So do I.
If I knew this when I was 18, 19 years old, where would I'm not unhappy with where I'm at, but a lot of the revelations, like you said, looking back over it and having.
But isn't that the old axiom that if I knew now what I knew then, right?
Exactly.
And that's the gift you could give your kids, is give them that awakening that they need to have to really be able to handle all the challenges in the 21st century.
And this is, you're taking a group of kids into these 2-day seminars. It's the 11th and 12th of February, like this one that you have. And they don't know each other. They don't know you. They don't know really what's going to happen. In some cases, my mom, dumped me in here and took off. And by the end of the sessions, this 2-day session, what usually happens?
What usually happens is, I'm not going to tell you what happens in the training room, but I can tell you the effects. The kids are heartfelt. They're compassionate. They understand their parents a little bit more. They have a better appreciation for their parents, what their parents do for them. There's just a powerful context shift that happens in these kids. But more importantly, they're able to access their heart at such a deep level that something profound happens in their consciousness. And they start showing up different for the next 2 or 3 months. Here's the sad part about the statistics, is that once they have that awakening, now it's your job, mom and dad, to keep fanning that flame. And a lot of parents don't have their own contextual growth to continue to do that. Some do, or some at least get excited because their kids are showing up different. They're all of a sudden taking the trash out now, and a lot of times I'll have parents come to me and go, "What'd you do to my kid?" They're now like, they're now joining us for dinner. And what I did was I gave them an opportunity to realize for themselves how amazing they truly are.
And you also have resources for parents as well. Like I know you have a website, and you've got some other things that parents on the back end can go to your website and get some information as a follow-up. And I know you also do seminars for them. But this is coming up. This is Teen Life Leadership Training, February 11th and 12th for teens 14 to 18. And where's it going to be taking place?
I've been doing this for about 4 to 5 years here in the Santa Clarita Valley. Been doing it for 25 years all across the world. But it's going to be happening at SCVI Charter in Castaic.
Perfect. And what's the best way that parents can go and register?
They can actually call me at 661-505-5021 or go right to my website at alexurbina.com.
alexurbina.com. Alex, and of course your show, My Conscious Dad, Fridays at noon. And if you're not able to tune in Fridays at noon live, you can always pick up the podcast at our website, hometownstation.com, or the video of the events at youtube.com/KHTS radio. Alex, always a pleasure to have you.
Always a pleasure.
Always
Thank you so
enlightening.
much. Appreciate you.
7:47 traffic coming up next.